Hey, Russell. Edward, Brenda, Russell. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday evening. We got 6 people watching, and there should be several more people joining us, I would imagine, because it's still about 4:59. Dusty, what's going on? Let me tell you. Today's the 19th. Yeah, I flew 2 ships. One first thing this morning was the American Mariner, and this afternoon was the Favelgrad, a Spidloff ship, salty, and they're all listed on my channel. So, Brenda, have you had a chance to fly your drone anymore, or no? You got to get out and fly when you can. It's really getting cold here. It's like 30 degrees, and it's going down to about 19 tonight. And we're supposed to start getting snow shortly. But there is a ship upbound, but it's still down just north of Marine City, between Marine City and St. Clair. It's the Canadian Steamship Lines, Laurentian. But that's the closest ship to my area. Oh, there's one up north of Lexington, the Philip R. Clark downbound.
And we're away.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, yourself? What's new at your end?
Well, I got the 2 ships done. I did a little bit of housekeeping around here, not much, but a little bit. Spent time on the couch with Mia on the couch and me in my chair. And
Nice.
but it's just been cold, and it's, as you can see, it's cloudy.
Yeah, I hate that sort of time. But it's coming for me.
Yep. Brenda says hasn't been flying her new drone much because she hasn't crashed and burned yet.
Oh, that's a good start. Yeah. Well, if you're not crashing, you're not flying.
Yep. Yeah, the thing of it is what I tell everybody is when you're just learning to fly, practice hovering. And they
Yeah.
used to say, go out into
Yeah,
an open
hover.
area, up and down, up and down.
You do that one. You do
Side,
that one.
side, yep.
Go across, You
Yep.
go up, down, out,
Yep.
come back.
And then when you get good at that, you turn it around and you have it coming toward you.
Yeah, and then you
because
turn it and come
opposite.
toward you,
The controls are
and
opposite.
then you do the square,
The square, yep,
and then you do the square where you turn left, 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 and left,
yep.
and then you do the figure eight.
A figure eight, yep, out there. Not vertically, but a figure eight.
No, on the ground, and then what? That's the advanced one, and then you do that one,
Yep,
and then you do the advanced figure eight in the air rather
Yep.
than on the ground.
yep.
That was one
Those are
thing
all
I learned recently,
'Cause
was the
what you
figure
need
eight in the air.
is you need to get muscle memory when you're handling your sticks.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want to be sitting there thinking about, well, now which way do I do? No.
It's all about stick time.
Yep.
That's what I learned.
Russell says 2 more days and the days start getting longer.
2 more days and they start getting shorter for me. But they get shorter in the mornings for me.
Yep.
Our nights don't get shorter for at least another 2 weeks. Yeah, we lose when the days get longer. They get longer at the sunrise end, and then the reverse.
Laura says she thinks she walked into the wrong conversation because we were talking about flying.
Yeah.
How you doing, Laura? Yeah, the more practice hours you get in, Brenda, the better you're going to feel about it.
Practice, 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 and more practice. You've just got to do the stick time.
Yeah, the more you fly, the better you get. The better you get, the more you fly, because you'll feel confident.
Yep. And that the as I said, the basics of the exercises that I just mentioned.
Yeah. Laura says no. You were talking about sticks. That's.
Hello, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, that's the hardest thing that I can impress upon anybody just learning to fly. Fly. Well,
Yeah.
fly. Practice. You want to get that muscle memory so you
I
don't have
fly,
to think
more
about
fly.
if I want to go left now, what do I got to do? No, you just do it. Go right, go forward, go back, circle, all of that.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Sunstar, you need to get I don't know what you said you were flying now, but my suggestion is for you to get a DJI. Like
Mini 1 or Mini 2.
Mini 1, Mini 2,
That's where I started.
Or a Mini 3 even.
Yeah, start with something very simple and then work your way up.
Yep.
But I've noticed the difference between the Mini 2 and the Mavic 3, I tell you. That is a lot easier to fly. It's an absolute beast.
Yep, that's right. Oh, she heard you. There goes the tail. There goes the tail.
Yay.
Hey.
Well done.
I just got done feeding her.
Good work, Mia. Yeah. No, the mini one doesn't have obstacle avoidance.
No.
It's very plain and simple, and that's where it's a good place to start.
Well, right now they got a lot of that stuff is pretty much on sale different places, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to find. The only way you'll find a Mini 2 is the Mini 4K, which is basically the same thing. It's just a spare parts one.
Yeah. And if you can, Brenda, always get the Fly More combo. Gives you extra
Yeah.
battery chargers and all that kind
You
of
can
stuff.
find yourself a Mini 2 or Mini 4K Fly More combo.
Yep.
You're set. And that's a really good starter.
The Fly More combo is important.
Actually, in the Fly app, it has a beginner tutorial.
Yep.
Hey, Jody. But it's a very simple thing. If you've got it set to mode 2, it's just up down with your right your left hand and right left with your right hand.
Yep.
And you can pretty much do a lot of the um practice exercises with one hand.
Jody, how you doing? I was just wondering, Jody, are you getting snow up there? Yeah.
Warren, hello. Here's Rod.
Hey,
Just
Rod.
remember, left is not always left, and right is
Exactly.
not always right.
Yeah, exactly.
Flying away from yourself, that's true. If you're flying at yourself,
Yeah,
right
it's
is
all
left
everything's
and
in
left is
reverse.
right.
Yeah.
I know.
And forward is
It
back
always
and back
confuses
is
me.
forward.
Exactly. That's the part
That
that
always
trips everybody
confuses
up.
me.
That's why it's called when the first time you're flying a drone, practice all in an open area.
Yeah, Ken, place it here. He says he can fly an FPV drone line of sight without the goggles, but you should see what he does. He flies it forward, but he doesn't turn it around and then flies it backwards so that left is left and right is right.
You got a good point there, Warren.
Where the heck's TJ?
Yeah, I don't know.
Acretio says Kalamazoo, Michigan sounds like a town in Australia's outback.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said it's a very good point. Yeah, it just Brenda, it just boils down to how much you want to spend on it.
Well, if
Mini
if
4K,
you
just
could
get that
afford
one.
That's what I said. Mini 4K is the best.
It's the Mini 2 with a 4K camera. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong if you can afford it to get the Air
If you want to get
3S.
the S3S,
Fly More
by all
combo.
means. If you've got the money, use it.
You'll be able to fly that forever.
And yeah, it moves elegantly and gracefully.
why would you need the Air 3S? The Mini 3 or the Mini 4?
Yeah,
Well,
Mini
actually, the
4
Mini
even.
4.
Oh yeah, definitely, Rod. But what we're just saying is,
Mini 4
If-
Pro.
if she can afford it, get whatever you can get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mini 4 Pro.
If you want to take pictures of things far away, okay, Air 3S. Otherwise, yeah, get the Mini. It's nice and small. You don't have to worry about the rules quite as much, and easier to pack up.
Yes, we are, Warren. It's unusual, isn't it?
My
Was
poor
that, is
one
that
drone.
the, Brenda, $1,200, is that the, Flymore kit, or is that just the plain, just the drone, one battery controller?
Hey, Michael.
I don't know. I don't.
Well,
check
I
the
can't
prices.
comment because I'm only talking Australian dollars, so I can't comment.
That
The
sounds like the Air
Air 3S
3S with one
Flymore is
battery on
2,500
sale,
over here.
or the Mini 4 with the Flymore kit.
Where did you see it, Brenda? Because I know you can get it. Sometimes you can get it like at Walmart or some of those places.
Costco.
The problem with the Air 3S
Well,
is you might not be able to buy it out of the store because
Yeah, the Costco. We don't have drones in our Costco.
They carry the minis at Costco.
Yeah, not here.
So
yeah, the Air 2S is what I fly, and it handles the wind really well. I
Yeah,
set it
I've
up in
just
45-mile-an-hour winds.
yeah.
you know
'Cause
what handles the wind really well, Paul?
What?
A 5-inch FPV drone with 6S.
Well, it's because it's flying faster than the wind.
I could do 70 mile an hour in the wind. It's no
That's what I
problem. The
mean.
wind's not
It's
an
flying
issue.
faster than the wind. That's what.
That's like back, Rod, when I used to fly the Inspires. Those babies that just tilt down and just go like
Yep.
hell, you know.
Exactly.
But they'd
Yeah,
only go for 15 to 18 minutes, and then you got to change the battery.
yeah, you're only gonna go 5 minutes, but you can fly in the wind, no problem. Now my little 2.5-inch FPV drone. Yeah,
That'll
I
get
still
thrown
kind of
around.
noticed it. I noticed it a little bit,
No, we're not going to mention hotel.
but that open prop 2.5-inch FPV 1404 motors 4S, that thing's got some horsepower. That thing would do 65, 70 flat out, which is not super fast for FPV drones, but for a 2.5-inch, that's not
Mm.
bad. Imagine taking the Neo 70 mile an hour. There you go.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That's what my little 2.5-inch is. Just no prop guards. Yeah. Well, I get to rebuild 2 drones.
Nice.
Yeah, Maddie sent me a CLL file from the drone that I built him and gave to him. That I built a second one for me. Mine, the instant it takes off, one of the motors ends up going and racing away. I think it's the flight controller. So I put his settings on it, and he said it was
I've
working
never
for
flown
him,
one, Warren.
and it's not working for me. So it's a hardware issue on mine, and it's probably the freaking flight controller.
Here's the
as
Mini
well.
4 Pro. I'm showing it. I just did a quick search.
Yeah.
Here's the Mini 4 Pro RC2 remote controller with built-in.
Oh, I see two.
Yeah, that's
even
one.
better.
That's one battery. That 959 is the one battery. So the Flymore is probably like 1100.
Yeah, fly more. The 4 Flymore over here is $1,420.
eBay's got one.
We've actually got the Flymore combo. We've got the Flymore Extra, where they give you extra bits and pieces with it.
Here's the eBay version. It comes with the controller, 3 batteries, charger, extra props. Mini
Just look
4
at Best
Pro.
Buy. I bet you Best
Yeah.
Buy's got it for almost the same price right now.
We've also got the we've got the platinum combination where they give you extras as well on top of the extras.
Yeah, it's probably not going to show there. Just go to bestbuy.com. Anyways, I'll get one drone rebuilt by Sunday.
Oh, are you?
Ken Ken's going flying. Place It Here is going flying on Sunday, so I want to get one of these two sort of screwy drones working again. So I'll be busy here in a few minutes. For my 5-inch, I had to replace the flight controller and the ESC because I had a brand new set. I pulled that set out, soldered one motor on. Lo and behold, the thing, well, actually, I soldered one motor to like all 4 ESCs. I just kept moving the motor around, and it all works with no freaking problems. So I fucking hate these electronics. The crap, this crap. Most of this is just crap. Most of these boards and the flight controllers are just.
Well,
utter
Brenda, if you
crap.
can afford it, always get the Flymore kit and get the one that has the remote controller that has the screen on it.
Yeah,
'Cause
the screen one.
otherwise,
Yeah.
You got a fandangle moving, mess with your cell phone and everything.
Yeah, I know. I've just been the recent convert to
You know,
that.
the young people ride, they don't mind dangling around with all this stuff, but
I didn't use my phone. I used
I'm-
my 8-inch triple tech tablet. Works
Yeah,
great.
I'm
And it's
too old for
brighter than DJI's crap.
I'm too
Yeah,
old.
see, I'm a convert to the screen now.
Yeah, the triple tech is
I used to have a triple
1200 plus
too, but
nits.
still you got to hook it up. You know, it's just you grab the drone and the controller and you fly.
Yeah. If you say so.
Well, that's because you're still a young person at heart. I'm an old man here sitting here. You know.
So here's the other
I'm
part.
an old man. I'm the same age as Rod, and I'm an old man at heart. Unfortunately.
So here's the other part, because everybody makes the claim, oh, it's faster to turn on the RC, right? Guess what? I don't ever turn the triple tech off. It's just in
Right.
sleep mode. So the minute I hit the power button, it's instant on. Instant on.
Did you
Put it
see
in the
Dominic?
thing.
Did
Plug
you
the
see
wire in. I'm
Dominic's
good.
new drone
I
ride?
posted my Mavic 3 Classic on the.
Look
on
at the
Facebook.
size. Look at the size of the cover.
Yeah, I know. It's like Hannibal Lecter. The way you got
Yeah,
to
the 3 Pros.
undo all
The
of
3
that.
Pros bigger because I got the
Yeah, I
3
know.
Pro.
I just didn't have enough to splash for that one, but I really wanted the Pro. That's for another time.
The 4 looks kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 4 to go up any
Well,
further.
There's a
Warren,
couple of things in there, but
what I'm trying to tell Brenda
Impress upon.
is the best thing to do is get the most drone you can. That's the easiest to fly, and learn to fly
Or
it.
Pro. If you can afford it, go for the 4 Pro.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
what you don't want to do is get frustrated, because then you won't fly.
so the
No,
one
4
thing we
Pro, you
haven't
do that.
heard about the Mavic 4, right? All we've heard is the Mavic 4. We haven't heard anything say Mavic 4 Pro. So I presume they're
I've
going
heard-
to do like they did the
I
last
heard
time.
4
6 months
I
from
heard
now,
4
they're going to
Pro,
release a Mavic
4
4 Pro.
Enterprise, and 4
But
Thermal.
if she got the Mavic 3 Pro Flymore kit with the screen, she'd be happy.
Mini 3.
Yeah, the Mini 3.
Not a Mavic. Mavic 3.
You know, the
that's
reality
a
of it
little
is
expensive.
everybody talks about the pictures and this and that and everything else. There is so little difference in the video that you get off of these drones. Mini 3, Air 3, Mavic 3, Mini 2, Autel, Nano, Light. The 4K video that you get out of those things are so close to each other. It's arguing over minuscule things.
Pixel peepers.
Yeah, pixel peepers. I'll be honest, I got like all of it, and that's pretty much the truth.
Definitely, Brian.
And here's the other part of it.
Mavic 3 is easier to fly.
And here's the other part of it. If you're gonna post it, then you're gonna edit it. Well, the minute you edit any video, whatever difference between those drones there is
Yeah, you can
a
lighten
non-issue. It's
drop
literally a
it, yeah.
zero issue because you're editing it. You can make it be anything you want it to be.
I think the Mini 4 Pro would be easier to find because the Mini 3 is harder to find now.
Yeah, for sure.
4 Pro would be, you could either go the 4K or the 4 Pro.
You could go to Amazon Renewed. You would find the three.
Yeah, you might get the
in
refurbished.
Renewed.
Yeah.
Also, DJI has a Renewed refurbished site on DJI
Hey, Jim.
that you can buy stuff
Yeah.
from too.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
And they're usually 20 or 30% cheaper on the refurbished.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I tell people if you can, get refurbished. There's no point paying full price.
Yeah, because they've gone through it and it's back up.
100%. Now on Amazon, the caution is make sure that it's Amazon that's the seller on the Renewed. Because Amazon guarantees they've gone through it and quality checked it and everything else.
Yeah.
If it's somebody else selling Renewed on there, word of caution.
Yeah.
Read the reviews and the vendor stuff and check. But if it's Amazon, buy it. And the other part of it is if you get it and it's screwed up,
still pretty
they'll
good
return
one.
it.
Here
Here's
comes
David.
David.
Did you finish your job, David?
No,
So, anyways, there's the one,
Yeah.
the stack, and the leftover of the other one, the flight controller.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I hate these dumb.
Here we
Okay.
Dre. He's coming and flexing with his Mavic 3. Sorry, Matrice 30T. Yeah, he's coming. He's flexing now.
M30T, yeah. Yeah, Dre's right. You know, you get what you pay for. It's like you don't buy
Yeah.
a Camaro thinking you got a
M30T, yeah.
Ferrari.
I'll be back.
I'd love one.
Okay, Rod. Here comes David, the Grinch.
yeah. Now listen, guys. I need to give you some important advice.
Okay.
Very important. Whenever you're committing a crime, especially murder, you should always watch out for the Google streetcar.
Yeah, I read about that.
Because this guy was caught red-handed.
I read about that. Yeah.
What was he doing? Putting a body in the trunk?
Yeah, they caught him putting the body. But the best bit is they've got the evidence of it, but the guy's still not been arrested, yeah, or charged. It's like, what more evidence do you need? They've even the even better bit is images that not to be seen because they're going to be used in the court case. Is the Google car actually went past the cemetery where they were digging up to bury the body? It literally recorded the whole crime.
Keisho says his neighbor passed away 3 years ago, but he's still on the front porch on Google.
Back in 10.
If I
Okay.
actually go on Google, my mum's still sat in the living room. And she
Well, the
passed
thing of it
3
is
years ago.
Google Street, they got those cars that go around and take the pictures with the equipment on top of the cars. They don't come by very often. Usually the
Oh.
picture that you could go to Google Earth and look at the street maps is older than old. So what he's talking about, I'm sure, is the fact that it was an old picture taken when his neighbor was sitting on the porch.
Yeah, I mean, it comes around quite regular, but they're very bad at updating and stitching the pictures together now.
So what are you up to, Dre? Are you hanging or you done? No, it'd be middle of the afternoon for you. Be like 2:28 p.m.
Right, what the hell is this? A
I
couple
don't know
page.
where Giggles is.
Just to
I-
show you how much crap I got, Paul. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's 4. That's 3 stacks and an ESC. Just at this. Extra parts.
Yeah.
And I got 2 more. Oh, wait. I got 2 more stacks down in my mailbox. And I got 2 more all-in-one controllers that I ordered today that will be coming. I got like an entire FPV store of parts.
A family over here paid
Partially because most of the electronics, most of those boards are crappy, is
Right.
probably the best way I'll put it.
Right.
They go,
So-
oh, we got power protection and everything else. Yeah, right. You got like one little thing that's a power thing. You go look at DJI boards and there's like 20 things that are part of the power protection. Night and day difference. Most of this shit, you crash it a little too hard, jam the motor up, the board's gonna fry. A little minor surge, the board's gonna fry. It's
Oh,
it's just kind of the way this shit works, is what I've discovered, and it sucks. It's not just buy a board, put it in your drone, and build it. It's buy
Brian.
2 boards because one of them's gonna be broke.
Brian says he's got good weather where he is.
Yeah, it's not been bad down here today.
Well, that leads me back onto what I was about to say. A family spent £4,500 each to go to Lapland with the kids. Got there. The snow ride with Huskies turned out to be a snowmobile. They had no snow, and the reindeers had been hunted and left for dead on the grass.
Wow.
Ay, ay, ay.
And the company says it was all an act of nature, so they can't refund it.
Pardon me while I get my crap ready here to work.
Here comes the snow. That's at 9 o'clock tonight. And there I am in the blue dot.
You can keep that.
Oh no, yeah, that's 9 o'clock. Right now it's just before 6. So actually what it looks like right now.
The good news is Paul will be asleep.
Either
I
way,
I don't sleep that well.
Yeah, me neither.
So it looks like it's gonna snow all night.
I wish I could find a stronger magnifying glass than this thing that I have on my table. They only seem to make 10x. I can't find a 15 or a 20.
There's a 24 hours. Look at that snow.
Hey, the good news is White Christmas, maybe. Depends on how long it sticks around.
Yeah, they're calling for 2 to 6 inches of snow.
Oh,
The
As I
question
say.
is it going to stick around?
Hey, Donald, how you doing?
Doing okay.
Good evening, Donald. How are you, sir?
It looks like Jim Beauchart is making a triumphant return to Gary's channel this evening.
Oh, really?
As I say, I got a notification that it was going to be on tonight, and I was like, well, he
What
never
did he
sent.
did
Yeah,
he just take a leave of absence, or was he sick, or what?
yeah. I've been filling in for a while, and I just now noticed it said it was going to be on. I was like, well, he didn't send me anything. I got used to filling in, which I'm glad that Jim's back because that means I can go upstairs. I'm making fried potatoes and onions for dinner tonight. And I was going to have to skip fried potatoes and onions because if I was going to be co-hosting. That's awesome. Besides, I miss seeing Mr. Beauchart on camera. So did anybody, since I mentioned it first thing this morning, it was on right before you came on this morning, has anybody watched the trailer for the new Superman movie?
No, not me.
No, but I've just seen something about it.
You people. Turn in your nerd cred, right? Turn in your nerd cards right now.
I have got a nerd card.
If it helps, Superman was sold 1980s.
If it helps, what?
Superman was sold 1980s.
Oh, you're talking about the song?
No, the film, Superman.
Superman, 1978, 9?
Sure, I thought it was in the 80s.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up.
The Superman movie. Oh, you was right, 1978.
Well, when it comes to things.
No, he's a nerd. That's what he just said.
I told you guys. I can meet people. I can forget their names within seconds.
Who are you?
Hey, Laura.
Hi, Paul.
Okay.
Okay.
See, you guys have upset. You guys
stupid little
have.
No,
This
Donald,
has even
you
upset my granddaughter. She's in there crying because you guys suck at trivia.
You know, you upset your own granddaughter.
No, she loves me.
Are you sure?
No, I won't say so. Don't Paul beat me to it.
Because Joe's granddaughter, he says, "Do you love me?" She goes, "No."
What's the matter, baby girl? Why are you so?
Probably because I had changed her.
Well, come in here. Come in here and hang out with me. Come in here and hang out with me and get me sick. You're covered in snot and tears. That's not a good way. That's not a good look.
That's where I put it.
Yeah, it's not. She loves me. You love me? You love me? She's done crying.
She's sucking on her fingers.
Yeah, I should stick it in my mouth. That's how I've gotten. That's why I've been sick. I blame this monkey right here. All right, you turn around here and help me with my work. All right, this is a renewal for Q1, okay? And we have to click save. All right, close that
So
out.
David, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Just all right?
Yeah.
Getting to be Christmas time. You're supposed to be being better.
Now.
Renew.
Recovery One Drone says, Grandpa, film nerd Don.
Let's go.
Dre needs to come on and talk. I bet you he has watched the new trailer.
I don't know. I don't know anybody that's watched the new trailer other than you.
It's been out all day.
News to me.
Who wouldn't be excited about a new Superman? Mm.
I mean, the Superman movies way back when were okay, but I didn't like go crazy for them. Here comes Dre now.
About a new Superman.
I'm back.
Somebody looking for the next Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have never been a Superman fan.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I never, even with the Christopher Reeve version, didn't care for the whoever played Superman back in the black and white version on TV.
George Reeves. George Reeves.
Reeve.
Yeah.
I have never been.
Well, you can tell who the nerds are, Dre, because they all know the names.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. Come here.
And you didn't care for the animated
No.
Charles Fleischer Studios did the animation? Did the
No.
animated show?
No,
Mm-mm. Nope.
I'm with Dre. Dre will answer all the questions for me.
Not
I
Charles
defer to
Fleischer.
Dre.
It's Fleischer Studios. I'm not sure if his first name was Charles.
You know, I mean,
I can-
animation. Me, I'm Looney
surprise
Tunes,
me.
stuff like that.
Looney Tunes. There you go.
That's
Looney
my
Tunes,
stuff.
yeah.
You know, nothing beats a good Leghorn Foghorn. You know.
Oh, definitely. I'm a big fan of his.
I said, son, I said, pay attention, son.
Yeah,
Pay
yeah.
attention when I'm talking to you.
Boy's got a mouth like a cannon, always shooting it off.
Yeah. That's my stick. I mean, I like some other cartoons. I used to be a big Space Ghost fan.
Max and Dave.
That's when I heard about Trump making the new Space Force. I laid copyright claim on Space Ghost. That'd be my call sign. No, I used to like the Herculoids. Remember that one, Don?
Dominic, you're a
Herculoids.
Superman.
Hercules, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind.
They're-
I don't mind Superman.
I always thought
I'm
it'd be cool.
I'm
I
not completely
always thought
nerdy.
Altoids should have come out with a special Herculoids version because they were a curiously strong family.
Yeah.
Well, Herculoid sounds like a steroid for a hemorrhoid.
Well, they did have that one thing. He used to set the stuff that off his head, little signals.
The rhino.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had the rhino, then you had the big gorilla rock monster,
Yeah.
and then you had, I want to say, Gleep and Gloop.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Those are ones I kind of liked growing up. And then, Looney Tunes all even my favorite. I would come home, even in high school. They used to come on like the 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They have some like little midday show, clown show, and they would show the Looney Tune cartoons. Nothing
It was
beat
in
the-
my dress.
It makes so bad, Don. I have a cousin who's a Grammy-nominated violinist.
Oh,
And,
great.
And I tell her, when I try to, she has about 4 albums out, and I always tease her that every time I try to listen to her music, it just reminds me of the Looney Tune cartoon.
Looney Tunes was most of our first introduction to classical and jazz.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree
And
with
that's why I
that.
tell her, I said, that's what remind me, and I can only take about maybe 10 minutes of it, and I got to listen to something else. Because all I got is Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd jumping around in my head.
Yeah.
Well,
Same in Australia, Jim.
they were an answer to Disney came out with Silly Symphonies, and that was classical music. And then Warner Brothers came out with Merry Melodies, and that would always include a song that was within their catalog of new artists and stuff. And they would try and use those cartoons to promote the sales of their records. And so that's what they do with that. And then they had the Looney Tunes, which got away from their current records and would play the more classical stuff.
I got one little trivia for you, Don.
So,
This song became copyright free about a month and a half ago, and it's considered one of the all-time great American classic songs.
you asked this the other day.
Did I? Okay, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if you was here or not.
Yeah. I can't remember what song it was, but I did listen to it. It's like, oh yeah, I know that song.
Oh yeah, because you did listen to it. Okay,
Yeah.
so, and like I say, most of us grew up memorizing that song or the melody of the song with the United Airlines commercial.
But it's only it's the very last bit of.
If you listen to the whole song is 16 minutes long.
Right.
Oh wow.
Different variations of the song throughout it of that melody. I wasn't sure if you were here or not, so I know you're a big trivia guy.
I remember that, and I looked it up, and I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
It was
Rhapsody
a
in Blue.
Gershwin.
Yeah.
George Gershwin.
Yeah, I know Rhapsody in Blue. Yes.
The whole title was Rhapsody in Blue. American.
What year was that, George Gershwin?
He wrote it back in the 1920s, I think it was.
That's what I thought, either the 20s or 30s.
Yeah, because it just went off copyright protection. That takes 100 years.
So it has to be before 1924 then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was not a
The
big
version
fan.
the version I have in my collection is by it's a remastered version by Lenny Bernstein and orchestras.
Thus, the original Mickey is out of copyright. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Only the original. Gotta wait a bit longer for the others to fall out.
Gotta love technicalities.
Yeah. I live for technicalities.
On that technicality, I'm going to download. Be right back.
Okay. Back in 5.
Make it 10.
Back to
I've
your original.
had Donald. Dominic.
Sorry, Don. I just never was a great Superman fan. I never went to the movies to see any of the movies. Was not a big fan of the TV show.
You don't have to apologize. We all like what we like. It's just I want someone who likes it to talk to. I don't have anybody to be like, okay, what do you think?
And like I say, I'm not going to say.
But you're one of a kind, Donald. You're one of a kind.
We know that.
I am not one of a kind, or else Superman would not be so popular.
Yeah,
it's not.
It'll be
only in your head.
Quiet Saturday
let's
or Sunday
let's do this.
afternoon,
Let's do this, Donald. Come on, Donald.
Okay, if Superman's only popular in my head, do you think
just
they've
before-
made
just before we go
4
any
different
further-
versions in the last decade just for me?
Yeah. No.
No, they didn't.
No. Just
They're
so
banking on it being popular.
just so you're aware, I'm doing this for the baby's sake. The baby has to learn how to put us British in our place. Come on.
What? There was a British version of Superman too. What was he called?
Batman.
British version of Superman?
No, they did. There was a British comic book that was released, and it
Super
was
Ted?
it was a British
Yeah, Super
version.
Ted, definitely.
Banana Man.
Don't start,
I,
Warren.
I swear I remember
start.
this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I swear I remember there was a British version, and it was just a comic book that was basically a rip off of Superman.
Wait, the British ripping off an American thing? Wow.
Yeah. It's usually the other way around.
Yeah. How the tides have turned.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey. Hey, Sean.
John,
How's it
how's
going? Yep, a true Brit.
Well, there's an Elseworlds Superman called True Brit, but that's not what I'm talking about. This was a.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where's your proof there, Don? Where's the proof? Mhm.
I
Yeah, we need
I
proof.
don't
He's digging
I don't
in.
have
Hey,
I don't
Jim.
have any proof. I have
Don
memory
sounds
in
like
my
a politician now, making up facts.
I have the memory in my head, and that's usually right. I just need to figure out where I know it from.
You know, when you're on LSD, there's lots of things in your head. So, just saying.
I don't
Yeah.
have. I don't.
I'm
I don't take
slightly agreeing
LSD. I've
with
got
you on
chemical imbalance, so I don't have to do drugs.
Well,
Yeah.
Don, it sounded like you were saying that you're always right.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
That's what I thought, Sean. I thought it was
Mhm.
true Brit, but that's
No, sometimes I'm not, and I'm.
You know what? I'm confused. Why are the Americans backing me up here? What's going on?
yeah.
I woke up in a parallel universe.
Yeah, I know. Bizarro universe.
By the
You
way, guys,
know,
Captain Scarlet.
don't interpret it as we're backing you up.
Mm.
That may not be the reason.
But anyway,
You know,
guys,
you're just
if you
making
all
the
remember-
assumption. You're just making an assumption there. You don't
Back it in.
really know that. So,
so you all remember what I said the other day? Pizza Thursday, the big pizza. Here it
Yep,
is.
I've been waiting for it.
There we go. Whoa.
We
There
did it.
There it is. There it was. Now it's gone.
So that's
What's on
30,
it?
is that
Yeah,
30
it's got a
inches?
hump in the middle of it.
Unfortunately, not.
Ah.
He couldn't get the tray to sit in his pizza oven properly.
Ah.
So
I was-
what's all on it?
On this one, there is chips, jalapenos, pineapple, cheese.
That ain't
Yes.
pizza.
You missed the anchovies.
That ain't pizza. I don't know what you call it, but that ain't pizza.
Excuse me, I'm a vegetarian. You ain't putting no anchovies on my pizza. No fish.
Okay. So
Hi,
you're a
Daddy.
vegetarian that doesn't eat fish.
No,
Okay. My brother's a
vege-
vegetarian and he's vegetarian and fish.
you know, if they eat fish, they are a pescatarian.
How about I just call
Pescatarians
what I
eat
do,
fish.
and it-
Vegetarians do not.
And if you eat everything, it's called being normal.
No, it's called cannibal.
Yep. I
Called
agree
being
with
I don't
Oh,
know.
being a
Down here in
cannibal.
Florida, if they eat fish, it's a shark.
Mm.
that.
And like they said at the Panto. Yeah. He
Especially
said-
down in New Smyrna, which is the shark bite capital of the world.
Oh, okay.
the guy at the Panto said, anyone a vegan in here, put your hands up. And he went, well, that was a stupid question to ask, wasn't it? They wouldn't be able to lift their arms up.
Orange
Exactly. Yeah. You would have already said it before you got in there.
Orange City, Florida, has has large monkey infestation. They're trying to. The
Mm-mm.
police are chasing them around town.
I can't find it. No.
Leave Justin alone.
Well, Don, as I say, if you can't find it on the internet, don't exist.
There's a lot of things that I remember that I can't find. There was a band. It was just a local band, and they sent out their demos, and they were, I can't remember where they were, local Detroit area, I think it was, but they were just I
They
can't
got
remember exactly
signs
what
up everywhere
area they
in
were.
Florida says "Do not approach or feed the monkeys."
But we had a demo tape at the college years and years ago. This has been 30 years ago, and I had that demo tape. I listened to it in my car forever, and then I switched from tapes to CDs, and tapes went lost, and so I had this song in my head. I'm like, I remember this band.
Yeah.
I remember they existed.
Donald,
I
I'm
couldn't
gonna
prove it for the longest time because they were just sitting out demo tapes
Donald,
and stuff. But I found them finally.
Making
Donald.
excuses.
I have some news for you.
What's that?
I'm gonna help you. The true Brit here, is gonna help you out. People on the panel, people in the chat had already given you the answer. You was correct, 100% correct. There is a British version of Superman, but he's called True Brit.
I said that 3 times.
It is definitely 100%.
No, True Brit was a Elseworlds version of Superman, correct?
It's still an Elseworld. It's still a
I don't know,
Superman,
Don.
regardless of
It
what.
Yes, it's a
It-
DC Comics Elseworld.
Right, it's an Elseworlds version. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about an Elseworlds
okay.
version.
Back
I'm
to the
talking about-
drawing board.
It was a very low circulation comic publisher, and they basically took Superman and
Or the
revamped
other
it.
one could be Nightwing
Hmm.
or Dick Grayson from Batman.
No,
They have their own DC Comics over here.
Yeah.
So, did David read comics while he was eating pizza?
Not stupid. No comics getting in the way of my pizza.
How was it?
You've got
I'm just gonna
a
send
good point. You've got a very good point there, Warren. The Fortress of Solitude is at the North Pole, so that makes Superman Santa Claus.
it could make Superman Santa Claus. It could,
So that makes Superman a Christmas movie then.
quite possibly.
More
If-
relatable than Die Hard.
If you were gonna say anybody was any movie was a Christmas movie because it was related to snow or Christmas at time, I would give you Superman before I gave you Die Hard, because at least
But if you recall, Don, people were saying Die Hard was a Christmas movie.
It is.
People keep trying
Right,
to say it.
Andrew.
I said that it's not a Christmas
it's
movie.
not, Andrew. And I'm saying that Superman's not a Christmas movie either. But if I had to choose one or the other to call a Christmas movie, I would call Superman a Christmas movie.
But anyway, someone said Smallville is part British. Not sure that's correct.
Yeah, I'd like to know the connotation there.
The
Okay,
DUC
I'm talking back in the 50s. It would have been a comic book only. We're not talking about,
Oh, okay. If
Those
it's
are
comic
movies.
book only, that's going to be hard to find.
and it was a low run comic book.
Yeah. And now I'm going to tell you why Superman is not nothing anymore. He does not eat tea and does not drink tea and does not eat crumpets. Right? That's it. He's done.
Duh.
It's game over.
Okay, tell us why then.
Because he doesn't have drink tea or eat crumpets. That's the British
Yeah,
thing.
I'd agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in.
Tea and talking about tea and crumpets, here comes Justin.
All right, guys. I'm gonna put the baby down and go fix some potatoes and.
Okay.
Don's going to have dinner.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Bye,
Catch you
Don.
later. Catch you later, Donald.
Enjoy Superman.
Was it
I
something
would get
Justin
on
said?
Dominic since he's a big Die Hard fan, being a Christmas movie. I mean, This is why I play this, Dominic. If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then Hogan's Hero must have been a Christmas TV series.
Okay, I'll take that one then.
Now,
And every
Gotta
episode was
give
in
and
the winter,
take, so I'll
right?
have to take.
now,
Every
now
episode was in the winter.
from the tech guy, the computer guy, the actual answer is it depends on how you define Christmas movie. Is it about
There
Christmas
you go.
or was it released at Christmas? So it depends
No,
on how
we've
what the
come up
definition
with
is as to whether
Christmas
it is or it
movies
isn't.
and Christmas adjacent movies.
Christmas adjacent movie.
Yeah, to keep everybody
Or
happy. there's
about Christmas movies.
Christmas adjacent movies,
No,
meaning
I need
that the movie took place and the storyline took place
Mhm.
at Christmas.
But
So
first
I
we
need
have
to
to
get- I need to get
debate. We have
Dan
to
in here so I
debate
can
that
chew him up and
definition
down
of what a
about his
Christmas
camp.
movie
No,
is.
we've been debating this for 2 years.
I know Dan's the big
Whoa,
And we
whoa,
still
whoa,
can't
whoa.
get to
Dom-
it.
I'm sorry, Dominic, you're wrong. Right?
Uh,
We've been debating it for a couple of weeks. You may have been debating it for a few years, but we've got better things to do with our lives.
Yeah, okay then.
David and Dominic, this has been debated for
I will give
Many
Dominic
years.
this.
Years and
Every
years.
year about this
Millennia.
time, this is always the big argument. What are the best Christmas movies? And everybody wants to throw Die Hard right on top of the bonfire.
It always
One
it
of the-
always makes the top 10 for some reason. And
Yeah.
and Gremlins. Gremlins 1. It is not a Christmas movie.
You know what?
Just
I
based
can
on
even
Christmas.
buy
That's
off on
the plot.
Gremlins being a better Christmas movie than Die Hard. At least Gremlins, the storyline is he got it as a pet,
Yeah, as a Christmas
gift.
present. So
Christmas
the plot
present.
line lies in the Christmas theme.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
Drake,
my thing is just because something happens around Christmas time doesn't
do-
make it a
okay.
Christmas
you're right.
Right,
because
okay.
When I was growing up, they used to release movies just between Thanksgiving and Christmas. They used to call them Christmas movies.
Okay. Right. What I'm going to do now, before I go away and leave you to debate this for 5 minutes, right? If Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, nor is The Grinch, because The Grinch was a love film. Discuss. Back in
Yeah.
5.
Well, I have to go back to the original Grinch cartoon. I don't go for
Oh,
the
that's a
Jim
good one.
Carrey nonsense and stuff. That it was originally written as a Christmas themed show, half an hour show, because Cindy Who gave the final word on what Christmas was all about.
Yeah.
that is a very good one.
There's more pressing matters. Florida's trying to ban Pornhub.
Why not?
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
I'm
Is
not worried
there
about it. I'll
anything
just
else?
VPN into Georgia. I'm good.
so they're trying to do this before they go on Christmas break, Justin.
No, what they're trying to do is ban it, and you'd have to send them a picture of your ID in order to view the site.
Oh.
Me, I'm VPNing into Georgia.
Mhm.
So how's your new job going?
Not new anymore.
Not really.
He's already on vacation, Andrew.
He's got next what 2 or 3 days and then you're off?
No, just tomorrow.
Oh,
He's got
tomorrow.
tomorrow,
you're
he's
off.
done.
Tomorrow's
Yeah.
Then I'm off for 19 days or 20.
19 days
22
off.
No, 22 days.
Yeah.
so is Justin taking anybody to Disney or something, or going on some sort of vacation?
No, my kids are straight, but thanks for asking.
No, I didn't know if you
You
were
asked if we were going to Disney. No.
well, I didn't know if you were going to Disney or going somewhere else
Valid point.
for a vacation because you're off for so many days.
They're at the age and stage, Andrew. You got to think back now. That age and stage, you weren't looking to hang around with your parents. You're off doing your own thing.
Mhm.
No, and I'm not giving Disney any damn money.
Exactly.
True.
Now, I got a question. I think probably Paul and Hot Rod could probably be. Dominic's old enough. Now, Jim said that Die Hard top Christmas movie. Now, according to my wife, she says Wonderful Life is the top Christmas
Wonderful
movie.
life. That's it.
And she watches. She usually watches.
Oh,
that
Yeah.
Thanksgiving week.
Uh,
It's
what
a
about
No,
wonderful
I'm going to put National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation a little bit higher
Uh,
because I feel I need a bit of a laugh.
What's the
what-
one Donald likes? Something in the window.
Shop around the corner.
Shop around the corner. or
Uh,
something.
there's also Miracle on 34th Street,
Which one?
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
original. There's one in black
Movies
and
are
white.
lame.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. The original had.
Hey,
I think the original had what's her name in it?
Hey, JD.
JD,
the
what's
big
going
movie
on?
Star. What's her name?
Don't read that comment, Dre.
Well, what year was it? It's a Wonderful Life. When was that?
that'd be late 40s.
Yep, JD.
I work as
I
40
have to
or
wear this when I
50.
come to your house so I can orchestrate the clown show that you live in.
Oh, there you go. There it is.
Feel the burn.
That's
Yeah, I
got to be
give
a
it to him. That was
Christmas
a-
fest, eh, Dre?
That was a good comeback.
I'm trying to think of that actress. She has the perfume White Diamonds. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? She's married to a bunch of people. Married Burt. No, what's his name?
Burt Reynolds?
Not Burt Reynolds. She married another Burt. But she married about 4 or 5 guys during her time in Hollywood.
Dre, you just described every actress in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I know.
That describes-
Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth
Wasn't she the
Taylor.
original?
I
You married
just
like
could not
8.
get that name around.
When
Yeah.
you,
Elizabeth
when you said
Taylor.
that,
Her total
you
was
went
like
from-
8, I think.
Yeah,
Dre, you went from this money to like this money.
I know.
Yeah, and then when you said you had a lot of husbands, I was going down the Jar Jar Gabor route.
Yeah,
Couldn't get her name out of my head.
yeah. But as soon as when I said Elizabeth Taylor, then you guys said, yeah, he's right on that one. But wasn't she the little girl in the original Miracle on 31st Street?
I
thought
think
she
she
was the little
was.
girl.
I'd have to look that one up.
Was she the one?
Oh, Sally Fields. That's a good one.
Who was the little girl that says, "Daddy, when the bell rings, angel gets his wings."
That's in Miracle. That's a Wonderful Life.
So
It's a Wonderful Life.
Night.
We
Yeah.
just saw it the other night on
Still
TV.
dubious.
There's another good Christmas movie. It's called The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
I don't know. I think the older Christmas movies are kind of lame. In my opinion.
Many shit. How many?
From 1994, I think.
So are the older TVs, so are the older computers.
No, I'm talking about like 34. What, the Miracle on 34th Street and all that. I don't really care for this.
Thank you, Jim.
I guess you don't like Charlie Chaplin.
1947 is the
Not
very
really,
first one. Then there's 1973, 1959, and
Even Charlie Chaplin was way before your guys' time.
1994.
Yeah, I was
Like
gonna say. I guess
1930s
that
or
means you don't
40s.
like Charlie Chaplin.
Wasn't he like 30s and 40s?
No.
Natalie
20s.
Wood.
That
What
was
about
like
that?
1900s into the 20s.
Yeah,
Charlie
exactly.
Chaplin
I
barely.
wasn't
I
thinking
think
that
one of his
far.
last movies might have been original talkie.
JD suggests Natalie Wood was the original.
Oh, Natalie Wood. You know what? That could be it.
1947.
Natalie Wood.
Lance.
Get up now.
What's going on, Lance? Yeah, Jim's droning.
Yep, Natalie Wood. You are correct. I've just looked it up.
Yeah, Natalie Wood.
I don't know, Lance. You see Lance's comment there, Dominic?
I'm just looking. Give me a second. I'll get back to it.
Natalie Wood did she
Hmm.
or was she pushed? The grassy knoll.
I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
still there's still conspiracy theories going about that one. It was during the movie Brainstorm, 1981. there's still, 40 years later, and we still haven't come to an adequate outcome.
Well, because likely everybody involved close to it are not with us anymore.
It was alleged that she was drunk and fell off the boat.
Oh yeah, Catalina
Oh.
Island, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, yeah.
Has anybody seen NCIS, the original with Denozo and his father?
Yeah.
The guy that plays his father supposedly was on that boat on that
Robert
night.
Wagner.
Wagner, yes. Supposedly he was on the boat on that night.
Yeah, he was on the boat with her because I believe they were married.
Hey,
Don't
Joey,
quote me.
oh, go ahead, sorry.
I'm gonna look up.
Dre, have you checked out
Jake
Landman
Miles.
yet?
What's that?
Yeah, 'cause it was during the
Landman?
movie the Brainstorm, basically.
On
Say it
Paramount?
again one more time, Justin.
Landman with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yep.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Watch
Yeah,
it.
he
If you like
was-
Tulsa King, you'll like Landman. It's really good.
so Justin,
She
which
was
is
married to him
better,
when
Justin,
he died.
between the two?
Well, Tulsa King's got 2 seasons now, where Landman's only got 1.
I haven't
is
got
that,
still
is
in
that
it.
Landman, a spinoff of
Usable.
Yellowstone?
No,
No.
has nothing to do with that. It's
Oh.
Billy Bob Thornton's like a
Oh,
I've gone through
middleman in
Tulsa
the
King.
oil industry in
finished-
Texas.
I
Hmm.
finished the 2 seasons of Lioness. I've done Black Doves, and now
I'm in the middle of Lioness. I just started the first couple episodes.
it's really hard. It's a hard one to watch. I tell you, it is really hard to watch. I've enjoyed it, but it's a hard one to watch.
Yeah.
Keep.
But it's good.
It's good.
The first,
Oh,
to
but-
me, the first season was better. This last, I don't like the way this last season ended. I don't. It just left you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
for what they do, you want to either you had a good successful mission or you didn't. You just don't have it leave in the middle because they haven't accomplished nothing in the second
Yeah.
season.
so it will there be a second season of Landman?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
I'll start. Is that on Paramount
it's on-
or
yeah, it's Paramount.
Netflix?
Paramount Plus, yeah.
Okay.
And it's got 6 or 7 episodes out now. It's still coming out. So,
Okay, then I'll start binge watching.
but
that
it's
'cause
it's really good though. If you like Tulsa King, you'll like it.
I finished Black Doves because that's got 6 episodes, and that's a strange one.
Especially
So
this last
Dom, I have
episode.
to ask you. I know you're not a big fan of your country lady
Yeah.
there, but was it just enough sprinkling that she didn't bother you too much?
Yeah, I actually
Just kidding me?
thought she played a very good character.
Oh, okay.
I'm not as I said, the original reason why what turned me off the program was her.
Yeah.
But then everybody kept talking about it, and I thought I'm going to watch it.
Well, I told you she's not a especially in the first season, she wasn't a real main character. She had just a little sprinkling. The second season, she had more of a role, but it still wasn't focused around her.
It's more developing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I must say, it is. You can't. I wasn't able to watch more than 2 episodes in a row because it was too mentally intense.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like those type of shows that get you intense and you're like, man, I got to turn this off so I can take a break.
Yeah. I got to, because there were 3 or 4 that were there at the time. I started watching. I watched one and went, God, this is really wearing me out.
Yeah.
Another one and went, nah, time.
Yeah.
Another one that I found was Matlock, the new Matlock with Kathy.
Oh, wow.
Kathy
I never
Bates.
was a new one.
Oh, I've heard something. I heard that's good.
Yeah, someone told me about it, and I started watching it.
Oh, is that the
Not
one
bad,
with with the what's her name?
Kathy Bates from
Kathy
Misery.
Kathy
Bates.
Bates. Yeah, green fried tomatoes lady.
Yeah, she
I
she
saw
plays
I
she
saw the
plays
trailer. It
the
looks
part
good.
really well.
Mm.
It's a legal drama.
Yeah.
Did you see the commercial for it, Dre?
Oh yeah, I've seen the clips for it. I mean, it's like I say, when I'm boring Saturday afternoons, I got nothing to do. I might go ahead and watch it.
I'm 8 episodes in,
Yeah.
and we're starting to get to the juicy part.
Mm.
And so far, you think it's
Watchable.
good, bad?
Yeah, because you need to know what the next
Ugly.
episode is, and once you
the
get to that
backs- you-
episode,
you
you
want
think,
the
yeah, I
ba-
want to continue. I
You want
watched the first one and went, yeah, okay. And then I thought, no, I want to try a few more and see if I can get into it. It's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it may
there-
be on the same level as that latest Star Wars thing with the little kids. I'm trying my best to latch onto it, but it's tough. It's just
The one thing about Matlock is it's not mentally intensive, at least.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's very simple. It's a
Mhm.
bit bubbly. It's not as thick and thin as like Lioness is, where you
Yeah.
watch one episode and
there
you
was
feel like
a-
you've actually been in the trenches with them.
Mhm.
There was a crazy show on Netflix called Mindhunters, which
Yeah,
is rather good.
I've tried that, and back in the day when I was younger, I'd watch one episode and think, nah, it's not for me. But I decide, nah, I'm going to watch a few more episodes because maybe they were just shit
'Cause,
to start with. So
Because sometimes the first episode is not great, but then after you watch 3 or 4, that's like, this is actually pretty good.
mm,
I know
Right?
what got me hooked on more intensive stuff when I watched the
That's called brainwashing.
Band of Brothers.
A brainwash.
oh no, that was too hard to watch.
Yeah, Band of Brothers, especially the parts where they're in the forest in the winter. Those 2 episodes, you just like, man, it was just mentally draining to watch. You know, the carnage and everything that happened to those guys there. And this is all true story stuff, you know. But that kind of stuff kind of gets me wrapped up in it.
Mentally Draining was the second Matrix movie.
Mm.
Well, The
Trying to-
Matrix was a good movie.
tried to follow that one. The first one was fine. The second one, the storyline and just trying to it was just like Jesus.
Oh
Talk
yeah,
about
when
complex.
he
Talk
wakes
about
up,
massively complex.
yeah, when he wakes up in the train station.
They're not remaking the Matrix, are they? Or another one?
They probably will someday. Come
It
on.
was without the storyline progressing with the
Lance.
characters, it's going to be tough because the storyline of all the first 3 movies was centered around all those
Yeah,
same characters.
Lloyd.
The
Lord,
first one was
Lloyd,
good. The
people who-
second one was bloody hell complex, and it was really
Good
hard
evening.
to follow the
Hey, Lloyd.
story. And the third one, it was a lot more like the first one. It was a lot easier to kind of follow what the hell
Yeah.
was going on.
But I was just thinking about the fact that if you can't push the
Nice
story
photo.
on past the
Was
main
that a
character,
lithograph?
you're kind of stuck.
That's a lithograph, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a lithograph. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice work, Lance.
Very nice, Lance. So Lloyd, how you
Lloyd.
doing?
How you doing,
I'm
Lloyd?
doing good.
Good.
After months and
Ooh.
months and months, they finally got my internet working.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
Okay,
right.
oh, it's not Spectrum, is it?
Do I?
Is it Spectrum?
No,
Okay.
no, it's Optimum. And
I
they
didn't-
ended up having to completely restring the line up to the house.
Mm.
Now they just
Uh,
did that they did that about 4 years ago and it didn't work, but this time it worked. And I've got my new laptop hooked into my modem through Ethernet. So
That tells me somebody didn't do the job 4
no,
years ago correctly.
no, it just they used low quality crap is what they did, you know.
Oh, well, that's the other reason.
Their cable just doesn't hold up the way it should. So
Dre, Dominic, I sent you the
Yeah, thank you.
YouTube trailer.
I
for
saw that.
just so you remember what it is.
Oh, don't tell me you sent me a trailer to Superman.
No, it was for Landman. If you just so
Yeah.
you remembered, if you were
Landman,
thinking about
Landman
it
is
later.
good.
Okay, people. I'm sorry. What the hell?
Why?
Who
We're
just,
talking.
who just showed a picture? Right, wait, Lance.
We're talking about Landman.
Yeah, Lance.
No, someone just showed a picture.
Yeah, it
A
was
3D
Lance.
printed thing.
That was Lance showing
Right. Okay.
his lithograph.
No, shut up. Donald, what did you
Jesus.
call it?
I called
Would
it
you
a. I thought it was a photo first, and then
A photo
the
or
lithograph.
Lance?
Right.
What is it?
You can pack it in and all. They're not lithographs. They are
Lithophanes.
lithophanes.
Yeah, lithophane. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
but
my apologies.
there's a
I
difference
got the
between a
wrong one.
lithograph and a lithophane. A
there's
lithophane, you
light.
can see light through it. A lithograph,
Yeah,
you can't.
lithophane. My
There
apologies.
is. There
Accept my
is.
humble apologies.
Look, there is.
Yeah, the lithophane. Yes, I've got you.
So I had a buddy of mine who teaches at a different high school. He and I are pretty good friends. I said, "Hey, can you print that for me?" He said, "Sure." So he just printed it. He printed one in an 8x10 and an 11x14. So I have two of them, and I'm going to give one to one of my family members for a black elephant, a white elephant gift.
White elephant, huh?
Second five.
Yeah, which is going to be probably the best gift anyone receives. They'll all steal this one because, most of them are like dirty socks and, half-used roll of toilet paper. Talking about toilet paper, where's TJ?
Hey, Lloyd, I sent you that link too if you want to check that out.
Yeah.
Show
I
out.
just was checking it out.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Lance,
Use the
have
green screen or if you move backgrounds.
Lance, have you seen the show Landman from Paramount?
I have not.
Oh, it's rather good.
Is it good?
Justin, do you want to do the summary?
Like I said, if you like Tulsa King, you'll like that.
Oh yeah. What's it called again?
Landman. I'll send you the link for it.
Landman. Yeah. Would you
One
do that?
word. One word.
Yeah,
Landman.
it's just a trailer for YouTube, but you can find it on Paramount.
Okay. Would you send that to my Facebook?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Landman was a networking operating system.
So Lloyd must be very, very happy now. Almost dancing
Yeah.
on the table happy.
I'm very happy. Yeah, they finally guy came out and they texted me yesterday that they thought they had the problem fixed. They didn't. I was lucky. I was getting 0.1 megabytes per second download.
Jesus.
Which means there was a signal in the line, but nothing.
Yeah,
But
no,
somewhere
they-
the line was.
They
cut.
thought it was fixed, and now the guy came out and before he got here, there was two guys up on the poles out here retensioning all of the main lines, so
Yeah.
they knew they were having a problem. So, but then after that, he came out and I guess they're going to bury my cable now. So,
I get mad when I drop from 1,000 to 900 down.
yeah.
I question why didn't they bury it to begin with?
Well, a lot of it has to do with city zoning in Oklahoma. You have to all
Gotta get a permit.
that and the fact that everything we've got here in Muskogee is above ground. Okay. And they have to follow the leads of the electric lines. So in other words, if the electric is above ground, so is everything else.
Maybe it's time to
Oh
change
yeah,
that.
they've got so much that sometimes you look out on our poles and stuff, and it looks like some of those things you see in New Delhi,
Oh, they're starting to put all all the new internet lines now are all underground, all the fiber lines and stuff.
Well, I talked to my son earlier. He got fiber optic installed at his house, but it's got some problems yet. So, but
'Cause most of those lines they bury the fiber optic lines.
yeah,
even the ones to your
they've gone
house.
through and put all new lines throughout the city. So it's just a matter of getting them operating properly. So, Bear, shut up.
So they
getting them
just
operating so that they can hook them up to the house.
so they just ran a new line, then left the other one.
They ran a new line to the house from the pole.
No,
They
they're not
did-
going to leave the old
Did
one.
they
They'll
call
take
the
it out.
number before they dug?
They
They
didn't
didn't
dig yet. It'll lay it'll be above ground for 2 weeks and then they'll bury it. Yeah. But yeah,
And
they know better.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you right now, most of those companies that come along and do the burying, because a lot of the cable companies use contractors for that,
Right.
because they're so busy. They don't call those numbers to dig because they only dig about 5 or 6 inches into the ground.
Yeah.
So a lot of them
yeah.
won't even though they're supposed to, they won't. They'll just come out and they'll hand dig it with a shovel real quick, drop it, and then they'll be out. It'll take them hardly any time.
Because a few weeks ago they were doing drainage at the bottom of my street, and so AT&T moved their line because they were doing drainage, right? And as AT&T is moving their line with machinery, they cut the natural gas line. So for 2 hours, everybody was out of natural gas.
That's about a $40,000 fuck up.
And they never called the 411 to say, hey, where's the gas line?
And about 5 guys leaning on a shovel and the other guy digging.
Yeah. And 3 people to supervise.
On average here, when I was working for the gas company, if you hit a gas line, it was about 30 to 40,000. If you cut a fiber optic line, you're talking up into the 6 figures, about 100,000 or more.
Our utility company, the guy from there said he was almost happy it was AT&T that cut the line.
Well, I'll tell you what, over here in our town, the locator for our company, when I was working for him, and the locator for the internet, or for, I think it was, wasn't Spectrum, it was the other one. But anyway, both of them were off on the lines, and the backhoe operator cut both of them. And so that was like, it was like $180,000 for both of those. But the backhoe operator was not liable because not only did our guy mismark it, so did the internet guy. They both mismarked their lines.
You know what's interesting? Why you guys need locators. Over here, everything is recorded when it's put in to the millimeter. Everything. So if I was to go outside and say I needed to dig up a hole to put, say, a lamppost in, right? I just go on a website, I put what I'm doing, where I'm drilling, put the map coordinates, and within seconds, they'll tell me if there's any pipe, any wire, anything in that spot.
Yeah, but the problem is, though, is that could be a good system, but at the same time, you don't know if some lazy operator that was putting that line in decided he didn't want to put it here. He put it 2 inches over farther.
They wouldn't be allowed.
And that happens.
All has to be signed off.
I'm just
by the
saying it
council.
happens. You're talking about,
Council has to
well, I'm
sign
saying, but
off.
you're talking about in the US, dude, you're talking about millions of miles of lines
I don't care.
from multiple
lazy.
utilities.
Well, as Justin said, there's likely
There's so much
millions.
utilities in America. The utility companies actually have lost what they call a certain percentage of lost utilities, which means they don't know where the shit is located. Like, we had 3 gas meters that the gas company still to this day don't know where the hell they're at.
Yeah.
And that's because they bought up other small utility companies and they didn't keep good records. And it was all, a lot of guys that were like Paul and Lloyd's age back then, that they worked there for 40 years. They just knew where everything was at. They didn't record anything. So when the utility company got bought, those guys retired, left, didn't tell anybody anything.
Yeah,
And
that's the problem.
They
And then-
found entire junction, like switch stations underground, gas stations. They didn't even know were there until it started leaking. And they had to dig up the ground and found entire switch stations underground.
Well, over here, it has to be so precise that if I was to ring up the water company and say, I want to locate the water meter within my property, they will tell me it is 14 centimeters away from a certain point, or, they'll say it's 2 centimeters away from the water tap. Yeah, they will tell me everything.
Well, there's no consistency on where you lay lines, right? Because of
there is
natural, yeah, but you have natural deviations that you have to work around sometimes. Like if it's a swamp, right?
I believe over here, your water and your gas has to go lower, and then your electric cables are above that for obvious reasons.
Well,
Right,
I'm just
but
going
when
by
you're-
what I see here.
Well, I'm saying, but when you're dealing like here in the US, you're going from states that have swamplands to states that are desert. All the water tables are different, the environment's different, so they have to adjust that accordingly. So you can,
what
it's
has
not
actually puzzled me?
standard.
Why I haven't got to that point yet where you're going to say, you've got to remember the British owned us at one point and then we beat them, and
Well, I mean, no, if you really look at it, the simple fact is you guys have a lot smaller area that you're working in.
Yeah,
And a lot less lines.
smaller area, which means a lot more cabling, a lot more pipe work within that Pacific area.
You guys don't use those little switches, that you kind of point at the ground and, it says, oh, well, there's a wire.
Oh yeah. Certain people use that to find sprinkler lines.
For water, yeah.
That's
called
what they
dowsing, isn't it?
dowsing. Yeah, water witching or
Dowsing.
dowsing.
Yeah.
Hey,
They used to
listen,
do that. They still do that here in Muskogee.
Listen,
Yeah.
Lloyd, I thought the water witching shit was all hoax, but I'll tell you what, we used to do it with the flag sticks, and I'll tell you what, that shit was almost dead on accurate.
Yeah.
And there's actually a university here in the
can't
United
debunk
States. No, there's
You
a
can't
university here
debunk
in the United States that says that that it does show that it actually works to a certain percentage, and they actually offering $1 million to anybody that can prove how it works.
Exactly.
So nobody knows how it works exactly.
No.
My grandfather and my father-in-law both did that. That's how my father-in-law found the water on his property up there when they dug their well.
It's trippy as shit.
And my grandfather, their property out where they lived in Denver, they're outside of the city. He did the same thing. He went up there and found us where the water was at so they could sink a well there. So
yeah, because people use them to find underwater creeks and that.
The only
underwater
commonality
river, spring.
The only commonality that we can tell, that we were able to tell just from the crew I was working with, was that it only worked with any kind of flowing anything, like the gas flowing through the lines, the water flowing through the lines. If it was something moving through a line, it was like it was attracted to it. And like I said, we used to do tests where we would, like, I didn't believe it at first. I was like, y'all are full of shit. And they were like, watch this. They went up to the lines, and I even held a rod and walked up, and that bitch moved on its own, faced the direction. I marked out the line, and then we actually dug up that area of line because they were about to fix it. And it was right where that rod was showing it was at. Dead on. I thought, like I said, and we did it bunches of times.
Yeah, it works. It really does.
Atmospheric.
Brenda has a message for you, Lloyd.
Magnetism and electrical.
Like I said, Rod, if you can prove how it works, so there's a university offering $1 million.
You can use wood for it. It's all down to where the water flows. When water flows, it pushes air. And when the air rises, it obviously causes a thing, and that pulls the two sticks in. Done.
No, see, we didn't use two
Hello,
sticks.
Brenda.
We literally bent a rod and used one rod in our hand. And we would walk towards the line, and the rod would just swing in our hand.
Yeah,
And I mean, we're just cupping it. We're not even gripping it. We're just cupping the bent part of the rod. We weren't using two. We were just using a single rod.
But it's the
and it would
same
be facing straight out, and you would walk towards the line, and it would swing sideways.
It's the same theory. It's just the way the earth, atmospherics moves, the earth and the air and the so on.
Like I said, if you can prove it, they're giving $1 million away.
How do you
Yeah.
think the moon pulls the sea
I
back?
can't- I can't remember what university it was, but there's one of the universities in the
Can
U.S. are offering $1 million.
does Lloyd know how to do it?
It's not hard. I can show
No.
you how to do it in 5 minutes.
Well,
That's what she said.
It's
I
really
haven't.
not.
I've played around at it, but I've never really, wouldn't really.
So tell me, how does the moon affect the ocean? Magnetism.
Yeah.
So it's about
Well, like-
magnetism.
Gravitational.
Like I
It's
said,
gravity. It's
money's
gravitational.
there.
Gravity is
Gravity's
magnetism.
part of magnetism.
Wow, Jim.
But see, they don't want you to prove that they don't want you to have a theory. They want proof.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to back up your theory. That's where the $1 million
called-
comes into play.
It's called
But-
pictures.
It's easy. It's really easy if you're just doing like a city water line. Now, I've never gone out and like tried to find a creek or anything doing it, but doing
Well,
a city water line where if you know where the water lines are somewhat located, it's
Jim
very
in the
easy to do.
chat. Jim in the chat says his great grandfather lived to be 101 years old. Passed away in 1968. He did the dowsing on his property in 1949 and found a well that had been closed up for years.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that say it's bullshit, but like just from what I've seen hands on and doing it myself, I would say there's something to it. There's something there.
Well, the first time you see it, it's a little bit spooky, isn't it, Justin?
Well, like I said, it's when you watch somebody do it, it's like, yeah, I don't believe it. But when you actually do it yourself and you realize you're not actually touching that rod, it's just sitting in your hand. Like I leave my hand cupped open, like the size of a ping pong ball, and I'm not actually gripping it at all. And the rod is straight and I'm walking. I know where the water line is. As soon as I walk over the water line, it swings sideways to the direction of the water line.
Just stick your hands straight out.
There's no
with one
technique
rod in
that's
each
right or
hand.
wrong. Just whatever the person, like you said, some people do it with a single rod. Some people use willow sticks that's what I was familiar with, was using the willow sticks. They use a Y, and as they put pressure on it, it starts working its way up and down until it hits the water, and then it just drops, points right at the water source.
See, the way we did it was, the flags that we throw in the ground to mark the
Right,
lines?
yeah.
We would just take the flag off and then bend it
Yeah.
into a little handle, and then we would just cup it in our hand.
Yeah, there's guys that do that too. They just hold on to the bend there, and it just, or they can do it with one, like you said, it'll just go straight and point at that where the water source is. There's a bunch of different ways, and as time has passed on, because in the early days they didn't have steel wire that they could use to point, so they used willow, and it was assumed that the willow was drawn to the water, and that was the assumption way back in the early 1900s.
What do you think, Lance?
Well, I did that as a kid. I remember playing with all my buddies out in the woods, and we would pretend to do that. And I loved doing that when I was a kid. I didn't have a cell phone back in 1965.
Right, exactly.
1635, did you say?
Oh, it was a kick in the pants to do things like that.
Yeah, we've moved on from bricks and
Well,
sticks.
sadly, I hope that-
But I call it
Back as a
barbecue too.
child.
I don't call it grill.
I hope that dowsing doesn't go by the wayside over the next century. That it's passed on to future.
Well, somebody.
I'm telling you, guys that do line locating on a regular, especially, I've seen the water guys do it around the city. I've seen the city water locators. I've drove by and watched them doing it. A lot of people still do it that are in the industry that they would need to do that.
Justin, any clue if Tim has done it? Tim Jackson?
I don't know.
Probably not, but I'll tell you where this stuff is going to come in handy. If you know where a fault line is, right, I reckon that by just having two sticks at a certain point over that fault line, you will know maybe an hour or two before an earthquake strikes.
Oh.
Well, they still
Because
haven't come up.
the movement of the ground, yeah, the tectonic plates already start moving an hour before an earthquake. Yeah. The movement of the ground is going to affect the gravitational pull. The sticks are going to pull together. And then before you know it, you'll know there's an earthquake and you're going to evacuate before things. And it has to be, they're the sort of things that, you know, people go, oh, it's silly. But if you actually use it and test it, I reckon you'll come to something.
But we don't know when an earthquake's going to happen.
But
Yeah,
what I'm saying,
True.
if you had these basic technology over the top of a fault line, we know where fault lines are.
Oh, I know where you're coming.
So
Yeah.
if you have
just
them in
gotta leave
certain
it there.
points, yeah, you just have certain points, and when they pull together, they
I am, Brenda.
automatically, you know, make a connection, electrical connection that sends an alarm to somewhere. They'll know it's going to happen an hour or
Oh,
two.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of people have theories how it works, but nobody's ever actually proven their theory. That's where the science
I
comes
don't
in.
know
That's the
why.
problem.
Yeah, you got to be
You
able
would
to
have
prove
to-
your theory.
You would have to be real bored to stand out on a fault line with a stick. And
No, we're not
and-
talking about. We're not talking
Automated.
about
I
somebody.
second Lance.
Right. No, we're not talking about somebody stood there for hours with, you know, over the fault line going, there's going to be an earthquake eventually. We're talking about boxes where they can place them at a certain point
Yeah, I know what you mean.
on the fault line,
oh yeah,
and then
okay,
they would automatically swing together, make
Gotcha.
that connection, and that connection will sound an alarm somewhere, and then they know where to evacuate. You know,
There you
Oh,
go,
you-
David.
you-
You came up with the earthquake detection system.
Earthquake
patent that.
sensor.
Hey.
Earthquake sensor.
Like I say, you never know. You could come up with something like that.
Yep,
You'd have to actually
exactly.
implement it though and test that.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Thank you.
unfortunately, I live in the UK and we don't have earthquakes, so
You have
Dominic,
Dre do it.
have you
Dre's in
seen
California.
Curse of
You
Old
do,
Island,
you just
Dominic?
don't feel them.
I've seen a little bit of it, yes.
Do you see Jim's comment just now?
Uh,
well, actually,
tell
we
you
don't
which
have
is which.
earthquakes. We have earth tremors,
Yeah.
and they are nothing the same to an earthquake.
I don't
yeah,
watch
Oh,
we had
those
a
shows.
we
but
had a 6.0.
I
and
know of it.
It is scary.
Well, there was one, what, 60 miles off the coast of California. It was what,
Yeah.
6-0?
And we had a 6.0, and thankfully it was 100 kilometers, 60 miles away from the main city. Because if that happened closer, there would have been a lot more damage. We had probably 2 buildings collapse.
Yeah, I'm
And that was
jumping
it.
off. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
Gotta get up in the morning.
Well,
Okay. Well, good night,
Bye,
Justin.
Justin.
that's
Yeah,
right,
sure,
Justin. They had an
Yeah,
earthquake, right? We had an earthquake earth tremor in
Thanks,
Blackpool
Justin.
a few years back. It
See you,
caused
Justin.
£1.50's worth of improvements.
Yeah, I know.
Well, in California, several
Rebuild,
thousand people
rebuild.
lost power, but that was about it.
Hey,
Boy,
I'm
I'll
gonna,
tell you-
I'm gonna bail off here so I can go strangle my dogs.
Okay, Lloyd. Hey,
I
Lloyd,
really can't. I really
Lloyd,
wanted to
you
see if
st-
my internet was actually working, and I didn't
Yeah.
lock up. So.
Lloyd, just
Lloyd,
use
always
the,
welcome to come back.
Lloyd, use the shoe instead.
Nah, it's not as much fun if I can catch them.
Can we just
All right, we'll talk at you
cut
later,
that,
guys.
cut that bit out?
See you
We don't
later.
need any
Bye
more
now.
creepy on him. Catch you later, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Bye, Lloyd. Come on. Bye. Goodbye, Lloyd. Bye, Lloyd. Keep going, Lloyd.
But I'll tell you, the
You're trying to
earthquake that
find
I
that
was
button.
in,
There it is.
the earthquake I was in 2000 up here in Seattle was really scary. I mean, I was in my classroom and I was in an old wood shop. I taught technology back then.
Yeah.
And the whole concrete floor felt like a wave, a 3-foot wave of concrete going
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
and
that's
forth.
how I remember this one. You
You mean
saw
like
you saw something move across the floor.
you mean
Yeah.
what? You mean moving like a wave, like this?
Just
Yep.
one wave that came
Yeah.
across.
See,
all the way across the floor.
in 2016, there was an earth tremor below Rill, right? And I was seriously pissed off at that because my cup of tea spilled. One
Let me-
Actually,
Yeah.
Let me
One picture moved and a bit of my cup of tea just slipped up and went over the edge. I was pissed.
let me
Wait to
guess.
see.
It was a fresh cup of tea.
Yes. We don't.
actually, the funny thing about that, David, is we have a rill in Victoria, and
Of
the
course you do. You
earthquake
copied
we
everything
had was
we've
near
got.
there.
You copy everything we've got.
I know, but it just happened. The earthquake happened to be near near the name of that suburb.
Yeah. Do you have somewhere called Basildon over there?
I don't know, but I'll have a look.
I know you've got a Wickford.
Yeah,
You might not have a
got
Basildon
a-
because it only came
we've
around
got
in the
we've got a
1960s.
Croydon, we've got a Horsham. What were the other ones we came up with? We've got Perth, but that's in Scotland.
You've got. I
think
know
of
you've
other
got
ones.
You've got a Newport
Yep, that's just around
Yeah.
the corner from me.
and you've got Stoke. I know you've got
Yep.
Preston.
Yeah,
You got
Preston
three
is
Prestons,
actually
maybe.
about a
Well,
5-minute drive
uh,
away.
David, if you look at history, a lot of English folks went from the UK to Australia.
Andrew, you look at history. A lot of British folks fucked off and invaded the whole of the world.
Yeah,
True.
We practically owned it.
David, I'm willing to bet my ancestors fought your ancestors. My ancestors were in Scotland, fight against the English.
my ancestors were in Italy.
Andrew, I'm gonna bet you a tenner. They didn't.
I think they did, David.
Good luck
No,
trying to.
no. I'll tell you why. During the battles between England and Scotland, my family were blacksmiths to the Scottish king and queens.
Well,
Which means we'd have been on the same side.
I've traced my family back to the same time period, so
Yeah, we'd have been on the same side.
have you heard of a family called Yule?
You?
Yes.
Nope. I've heard of
It-
the lot.
They were in the Highlands, near the border of Scotland and England.
Did you just say they were on the Highlands on the border of England and Scotland?
No, I said I was referring to the area near the hills near the border of Scotland and England.
There is no hills.
Hmm.
You mean Adrian's Wall?
Not far
Who the
from
bloody
Adrian's
hell is
Wall.
Hadrian anyway?
Yeah. The hills of Scotland are further further
Hmm.
north. Yeah. You've got the
Yeah.
Peak District and the Lake District and
Hmm.
stuff, but they are in England. They're not in
Beautiful
Scotland.
spots.
They
Because I know
are.
a chunk of my ancestors came from up near Edinburgh.
So the question is, do you know what a Glasgow kiss is?
No, I do not.
Same
Oh.
as a
And
Liverpool
I've
kiss.
been to Glasgow. I've been to Glasgow once,
Well, put it this
like
way.
20 years ago.
Andrew, male or female, if they come up to you and say, do you want a Glasgow kiss? The answer's no.
It's a headbutt.
Jim,
It's a
have a good
head-
evening. Have a good
Yeah,
evening.
it's the
Jim.
same
Thanks
as a
for
Liverpool
stopping
kiss.
by.
No worries, Jim.
Catch you later, Jim.
Night, Jim.
See you, Jim.
I'd have thought you'd have been more Irish, to be honest, Andrew.
Well,
I've got a bit of an Irish in your accent.
there is Irish on my mom's side. But on Gramps' side, there's Scottish.
I mean, he's
Oh, come on. We're all related. We're Neanderthals.
But what do we think if we look at our genealogy and go backwards and we end up at Jesus Christ?
Yeah, we might.
What do we think of that
You
theory
can't.
that we're all related if we can link it back to Jesus?
You can't go back that far.
You'd be surprised.
No, they can't. They could not link you back to Jesus Christ. They could link you back so far, and then eventually it sort of splinters off into you've got South African descendants, or you've got the Middle Eastern descendants, but it breaks off to a point. Yeah, I think it gets like 1600s, something like that, when you start to hit a wall where they start going, because back in them days, families used to interbreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rio, you're not going to fucking live to breed if you carry on. Get off. Fucking.
I thought David was going to go, Rio, stop it.
Oh, he was hanging upside down off the shelf, trying to pull the freaking DVDs down.
Oh, that'd be a problem.
Yeah, he nearly killed himself the other day.
What is the phrase, birds will be birds?
I thought that
Teach 'em
was
how to
boys.
fuck, teach 'em how to
Boys
cut
would be boys.
out of a bottle of wine.
What about a bottle of wine?
Oh, David's going to teach his birds how to cuss and teach them how to fuss and pull a cork out of a bottle of wine.
I freaking well ain't.
Lance, that sounds like pirates.
It is. It's a Migration by Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
See, everybody opens a bottle of wine wrong anyway.
They don't use a parrot. That's why. An African parrot.
No, not that. If
Got an African
you
song?
use your thumb and twist and
Run.
turn, it will slowly start to rise, and then you just let it go itself. Hey,
Ron
Rob.
Lockwood, what's going on?
Hey, Andrew, how are you, buddy?
Not too bad. How are you?
Hey, Ron.
Hey,
Why have you got an elf
So-
behind you?
what's that?
Why have you got an elf behind you?
Yeah,
He's
my
behind
only,
you.
my only Christmas decoration.
What'd you name the bear again?
Brutus.
Brutus the elf.
Well, I think the hat looks kind of cool on him, you know.
It's 10
Does the hat light up?
504.
No.
Catherine Cadena. Yep.
No.
We have one already.
Easy decorations this year. It'll take me all but 10 seconds to tear down decorations in January. That's my only decoration.
All right.
Well,
I've
don't-
convinced Laura that the decorations have to come down on Boxing Day.
All right.
That's the day after Christmas, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
You see, she's going away the day after. She's going to stay at her mum's for a few days to look after the doggy, right? And I said, well, in that case, then there's no point having the tree up because I don't celebrate Christmas. So she's agreed. Instead of me taking it down, where I'll end up snapping the hell out of the fucking thing, she's going to take it down on Boxing Day. Result.
Good.
This tree stays up till New Year's, just after New Year's, and then comes down.
Pack it in, Andrew. Take it down.
Is your tree up, Ron, or do you not have a tree?
I don't have a tree. I'm the only person here, and I'll be working Christmas, so.
Oh.
And there's another problem,
Okay,
Andrew.
so we want the generic kind.
If he puts the tree up, he has to move one of his animals, and that's not allowed.
$9.
Lance, you got a fake tree?
Question for your
I
insurance.
think he's busy.
I think Lance is on the phone. I'm just
I
going to
was-
mute him a minute while he's on the
3
phone.
weeks ago, you charged me $100. I said I don't want to take it. The lady,
I think he was on the phone.
He's trying to pick up a prescription.
Yeah.
Or a pizza.
It's just not really for on YouTube.
I just know from my brother being a pharmacist, dad's friends being a pharmacist. I know too many pharmacists. Is that a bad thing?
Yes. I like it. I like in Big Bang Theory when Penny says, "You'd like my brother. He's a kind of a chemist like you guys."
So what
That's the
interesting?
roads.
What interesting's been going on up there, Ron?
Not much. I don't know.
Hey, did you get any snow, Ron?
Yeah, we got some. I think earlier in the week, but it's 3/4 gone in a lot of places. However, up in the woods where I was yesterday, it was not. I found about 1.5 feet of snow. Got the side-by-side stuck.
Oh, you got your new
Ooh.
side-by-side stuck up in the woods?
Yes, I did. And old trusty winch, whatever you call it, it worked really well.
Winch
Oh,
yourself out of there, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Lucky you had a winch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he just got that side-by-side. That's new.
Yeah.
Would you get, a Polaris or?
Got a Yamaha Wolverine.
Ooh, those are nice.
It's
See,
nice. Very
all enclosed, and it's got a heater inside too, doesn't it?
heater.
Oh,
seats for-
you got the closed doors and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, too many of my hunters were whining too much. Like, oh, I'm cold. Yeah, okay.
Well, you got a hell of a buy on it too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
What did somebody buy it and they couldn't pick it up or something?
No, it's used. It's only a 2019, but
Wow.
it's only got 1,000 miles on it. And it looks like new. It's in really good shape.
Sounds like somebody garaged it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's in perfect shape.
I hear if you put hot chocolate in an IV, it'll warm you up.
I don't know, Ron. Is that true or not?
Probably.
Just
you're the
intravenous
medical
hot chocolate. They'll stay warm.
You're the medical expert on panel, so. But were you wishing you were in Buffalo the last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Did you see between Buffalo and Cleveland the videos?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think Paul saw those videos.
Yep.
Over
Gotta love Lake Erie.
6 feet of snow.
Yeah. We used to get when I lived down in southeastern PA, outside of Philly, they get those nor'easters, and it was that front that came across the Great Lakes, and then you get a front off the coast, and then the two fronts meet. And they oh yeah, we used to get 3 and 4 and 5 feet at a time. Oh yeah, all the time. But usually in February and March is when we get those.
Oh, that must be fun.
Oh, it was a hoot, dude. Yeah.
Did you pull people out of the snowbanks?
Oh, dude, you would have no idea. Oh my God. One time I was stuck at the hospital for 4 days. They wouldn't let anybody go home. Well, yeah, we were kind of mandated, but
so they make you stay?
Yeah, I don't know how they legally do it, but I guess if you want to keep your job, you just do it.
Do a lot of people down there drive with bald tires or something?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's dumbasses. That's
Bye, Rod.
Everybody have
Yeah,
fun.
Rod.
If we don't see you, have a good Christmas.
Okay, Rod. Take care.
Catch you later, Rod.
Yeah, it's time for me to drop off as well.
Hey, Dominic, stay out of trouble.
Catch you later, part-timer.
Bye-bye.
See you, Dominic.
I think he's headed for another channel myself.
No, I'm not actually. I've got some
Oh.
work to do.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, get on with it.
That's the fastest he's ever left.
Yeah.
I thought he was about to say he has heaps to do.
In fact, I'm disgusted. I am absolutely disgusted with him. I am going to have to sort this out. Tomorrow, me and Dominic are going to have a heart to heart. Right? He left without saying pack it in.
Pack it in.
So everything okay?
Now, what do you think?
Lance, everything okay?
No. Gosh. You know, so I go to pick up another EpiPen for my daughter, and they want to charge me $100 again. That happened to me the other day. I think I was on with you guys. And I had to come back the next day, and they sold it to me for $9.
So did one time it go through insurance and the other time it didn't?
No, both times it went through an insurance. The gal said sometimes they up the price at the end of the year. Well, I was here a week, still the end of the year, and you sold it to me for $9. So I've got to call the insurance.
Ron, if I'm not mistaken, they don't usually do that, right?
Isn't it great?
But
The
for EpiPens? For EpiPens?
It should be under insurance, I would think.
Yeah, but isn't it great that these companies, the whole year round, they're happy to let your family survive with an EpiPen, you know, pretty reasonable price. But at Christmas, at the time when all the families should gather around, fuck off, paid a lot. Disgusting, isn't it?
Well,
yeah, so I've got to call the insurance and figure out what's going on.
The
doctor wanted her to have about 3 or 4 different EpiPens because of what's going on with her right now. So she had them everywhere. You know, she had one in her book bag. She had one in her car. She had one in the bathroom. You know, just because of the situation she's in right now.
If you need to escalate to say, I want to talk to your supervisor at the insurance. Yeah. Because the person you talk to doesn't always know much.
Yeah, the pharmacist.
You heard about Lance's daughter, right?
Oh, no.
She had to fly home from college down in California, and she gets explain the symptoms, Lance.
So Ron, she gets a big blister on her lip anytime she eats almost anything, and you know she's always been allergic to tree nuts, and you know she's had allergies her whole life, and so anyway she was tested and they said, okay, these are irritants and these are allergens. You have irritants and you have allergens. Irritants aren't going to kill you. Allergens are going to kill you, right? You know, so, and they're not sure exactly why. I mean, she's eating macaroni and cheese now. That's the only thing she can eat without getting a blister. But she has blueberries and she gets a blister. She has Chick-fil-A, she gets a blister. She had, you know, chicken and she got a blister, you know, gets blisters. And then her throat tightens up and, you know, and she's already anxious and she's already, you know, and she's got these allergies on top of it. So she's always been a label reader her entire life, you know, reading labels, and she's 20 years old, but everything she does, she reads labels before she eats. So she's kind of freaky that way. Anyway, so the doctor says you need a lot of EpiPens just in case. And in fact, she's at the doctor. They're probably coming home right now. They may be home when I drive in the driveway today, but they went to another doctor today to try to get to the bottom of it because they're not sure what's going on.
I would suggest have the doctor write a note to the insurance saying she needs these EpiPens to live.
Yeah.
And they may make an exception.
Well, if the doctor writes the prescription, I mean, that's enough as it is. You know.
And we tell them to write a generic prescription. And I went to go pick one up 2 weeks ago, and they said it was a generic EpiPen, and they wanted to charge me $100. I said, okay, I went through this a year ago, and I had to fight it, and you end up charging me $9, and it was a different company, a different EpiPen company, and you charged me $9. So they kind of looked around. They said, come back tomorrow. We'll have one for you for $9. So I did. Today, the gal was going to charge me $100 again, and I said, hey, here's the deal. This is what happened a week and a half ago, and you guys were going to charge me $100, and the gal said, come back and you charge me $9. This gal wasn't having anything to do with it. She said, I talked to my supervisor. That's what they're charging you. Sorry, call your insurance. So that's what I'm going to do.
You know, the sad part is, Lance, that, I just experienced with my bank. I may have told you guys the other day, but customer service anywhere you go is just going downhill. I had such a bad experience with my bank that it took me 4 days to get through the situation. And then they were stupid enough to send me a survey. Gee, how was your experience with our customer service? So they sent me a questionnaire, 10 questions. And the last question, do you have any final comments? I gave them between 0 and 10. I gave them all zeros. And then in the comments, I put, I don't know where to start. And within hours, my phone's blowing up from the bank going, what happened? This is the worst survey we've ever gotten. And then I told them, and I said, next you're going to notice that there's going to be large amounts of withdrawals coming out of my account. I'm transferring to another bank. So
why not just get one bank check and withdraw it all?
Well, I'm, all my direct deposits are in my current bank, and like I'm gonna do a wire transfer with I have a money market in there quite a bit, and I'm gonna do that all in one shot. But my checking, I'm gonna slowly dwindle down over about a 2, 3, 4 week period. So
if it's a CD, just check the date on the CD first, because you didn't want to get the penalty on that.
Yeah. Well, no.
You guys know also, when every bank you decide to go to, all you do is walk in the door and they'll handle it all for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you not have the bank switching guarantee?
Yeah, that's
literally move everything for you in seconds.
Well, that's one of the things, I want to do is be able to have a problem, be able to walk into a bank. Now, my bank is back in Pennsylvania.
So I'm gonna get off, guys. I've got to call the insurance company.
Okay, Lance.
Lance.
Bye.
Good luck,
Okay,
Lance.
I'm packing it in.
Good luck.
All right.
Pack it in.
Okay, bye now.
Bye, Lance. Good luck. He's gonna need it, Paul.
Dwindling down.
David is asleep in his chair next to the fireplace.
Yeah.
David, I didn't know you had a white beard.
I know
That's not a beard.
Ryan, you look like you're going to go to sleep too.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired. I got to work tomorrow.
Well, I won't keep you guys if you want to go take a relax. We can close it down if you'd like.
No, I refuse.
So did you have you shot anything this season there, Ron?
Yep.
I have not personally. I shot an elk, but I wasn't able to find it.
Oh.
Went a full half a day and God knows how many miles.
Mm-hmm.
Was out yesterday, found fresh tracks, found Oh, here, hold tight.
Thought he was going to say it's right there.
Yeah.
At the door.
Well, my thought is he's a perfect candidate to have a thermal imaging drone.
Well,
Yeah.
It's like he shot the deer and it took off. He could have followed it and it would show him where that deer is.
I'd be careful considering what's happening on the East Coast with drones.
Andrew.
Because hence the reason that you don't go into the woods unarmed in Wyoming.
What did you see?
Well, I went down a trail and I parked the side by side and just got up over my shoulder, handgun inside my vest. So, but I went for a walk. The snow was real fluffy, super quiet. So it was perfect time to go for a walk. But when I came back to the side by side, I'm like, oh shit, something's been following me. And that would be a mountain lion track.
Oh, mountain lion tracks.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
Top of your tracks.
Yeah, he's right behind me.
so you spun around. Did you see it?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Where he went, then when I saw those tracks, I got about halfway back. I'm like, whoa, those weren't there when I come down through here. I started looking around. It's like,
So
they're sneaky.
you pulled your pistol out just to be sure. It's like,
Oh, yes, I did. Yep. I had it out and continue to walk back to the side by side. But yeah.
Is she going to follow me as I take off on the side by side?
You don't know. They're sneaky as hell.
Do they attack the side by side usually or no?
No, and generally 90% of the time they don't want anything to do with a human. But every once in a while they get stupid, they get brazen. I did a study on some what was that? I forget what it was one time. I did a presentation. Anyhow, it involved mountain lions. And there was a guy in Colorado at his cabin cutting firewood, had a chainsaw, cutting wood, and turned around and damn thing came up behind him and he ended up killing it with the chainsaw. Yeah, every once in a while they get stupid.
Yeah, it's a bit like humans, though. Every once in a while we get so pissed off that we think we're invincible and we go and do something stupid. Normally, we normally have had a bit to drink.
Well, I was just going to say that. Maybe they have beer muscles. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is with a mountain lion. They're like, that was a good night, wasn't it? I'm going to pick on it.
Yeah, catnip muscles or something,
Yeah. just found a stash of catnip.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anybody killing a mountain lion with a chainsaw.
Yeah, that's how he killed it.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
If you get attacked,
you have
use whatever you have.
Yeah.
You have, Andrew, because we got told that 2 minutes ago, so you have heard about it.
No, I've never heard anything before this about it.
I'll wind you up. Of course, I'm winding you up. That's what I'm here
I
for.
was just showing somebody. This was a few years ago, but I was living in South Dakota, and I was hiking through the woods and found some deer hair on a log, and what looked like something was being dragged. I'm like, oh, there's some more hair there, and there's some more deer hair up there, all on the ground. So I started following. It's like, what is dragging what? And went about 200 yards up the hill, and I found the deer and about 3 others, what was left of them, outside of a little cave. And so I put my trail camera up and left it there for a couple weeks. But I got some pretty decent images.
Oh, Paul, look at that.
Yeah, big kitty. But here's a better picture of him.
There's your culprit right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How many times though have you been out hunting, right? And one of the people with you has got stupid and gone, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty."
Yeah. There's another picture from the trail
Oh,
camera.
that's a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, you never know. There's
They're
probably
they're
countless.
pretty fast too, right?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. They're very powerful. The thing of it is they have very small lungs and they can't run far. So when they're being hunted by hunters with dogs, that's why they tree so quick. Because they get so winded and so short of breath so quick. Because they have small lungs.
I don't know if you saw it in Virginia. These hunters were following a bear. Bear climbed up a tree. One of the hunters shoots bear, and a second guy in his party was standing less than a few meters from the tree. He shoots bear that climbed the tree. Bear falls and lands on the guy next to the tree.
Wow.
Stupid is as stupid does.
I know. And
Well,
the person it landed on passed away.
Here is oh God, here I can show you this. My buddy in South Dakota was out archery hunting and had a mountain lion stalking him. And he didn't have a pistol, but finally he was screaming at it, yelling at it, would not leave him alone. So finally he said, "That's it, I've had it." Gave one right between the lookers.
Right between the eyes.
Yep.
Nice.
Shot him with a bow.
That's
Yeah.
when you pivot, Dave. That's when you pivot and go boing.
Yep. Well, there's that bear that climbed that tree at me last year in Canada. I was trying to get a selfie with the bear. He was climbing the tree.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
see his shadow.
Yeah, that's him.
What, he got his head caught between a
Yeah, he was climbing up the tree. I was kind of nervous, and I should have held the camera there a little longer to get a better picture of him. But then I took a picture of him climbing up. You know, they just want to come up and see what you are. They're not vicious, you know, but they still make you nervous.
Black bear, right?
Yeah, they just want to come up or they smell your food if you have food up there.
That's what people in Colorado are saying that, well, they're talking about how their garbage cans are bear proof, but I'm not sure that's really true.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's bear proof?
Well, a lot of people are, funny thing, we had a restaurant up in the northeastern Pennsylvania when I lived back there called in the Pocono Mountains. If you ever heard of the Poconos? But the biggest attraction to that restaurant was the dumpsters. Every single night in the summer, in the fall and spring, there'd be 2-3 bears in there. Some of them just huge. And people would go out in the parking lot and just stand there and watch them. That was the big attraction. Well, then they put those bear-proof dumpsters, where they could lock the lid and the bears couldn't get in anymore. The bears didn't come around anymore, and neither did the people. Yeah.
Well, it's probably good the people didn't come around because they've been second best. They'd have been.
Well, no, what I'm saying, Paul, is that it was like a tourist attraction.
Yep.
The food wasn't that great there. It was okay. But people came because they enjoyed going out in the parking lot and watching the bears in the dumpsters every night.
What I'm saying is the bears were locked out of their normal feeding place. You sure wouldn't want a lot of people around there waiting for the bears, and they can't get in the dumpster anymore.
Yeah. Like, well, I can't get in the dumpster.
It's like have dinner in a show.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, Paul, I don't want to hold you up. I know you're usually get tired.
Okay, Ron. Andrew, take care. David.
We'll see you guys later.
We'll see everybody in the morning. Probably not you, Ron, but take care.
Ron,
Hey,
Ron, you've got to get ready. Got to get ready now.
Merry
ready?
Christmas.
Pack it in.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yeah. Yep.